You're not camera shy or anything?
No.
All good.
I've had so many cameras pointed at me over the years.
You used it by now? Yeah, I can imagine.
You're right.
Let's go. Well, I'll just start then.
Okay.
Okay, so your name Paradise Lost is taken from John Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost,
Yeah.
which is about sinfulness and the fall of man. Do you have a lot of sinfulness in your band yourself, or why did you call yourself after such a dark poem?
Yeah, but I think Nick studied the poem at school, and we were trying to think of names when we started the band. And Nick had really, got into the poem while I was at school, and so he suggested Paradise Lost until we think of something better. And then 22 years later, we're still using it, and it seemed to suit us. We're sort of musically very much a band that's a cloud with a silver lining.
So since you started your band in 1988, there's been a lot of different influences throughout your band times. There's been like doom metal, there's been gothic metal, then there was even rock and even some electronic influences. And now it's like come back to like more the hard metal thing. How come this changed over the years?
I don't know. I think we've liked all the similar sort of bands over time. I mean, at the time we started the band, we liked a lot of extreme music because we were teenagers, And I think as you change and develop as a person, and you let your music inspiration follow you, it sort of develops with you as a human being, I think. But at the end of the day, we've just at any one point written the music that felt natural to us, And sometimes we did it to get away from what we'd just done, just to try something new, keep it fresh and interesting for ourselves. But at the end of the day, we're a band with 2 guitar players who enjoy rocking out, so that's what we decided to do.
So when your band first started, did you take part in a lot of band contests, or did it just develop a natural way?
We started playing concerts quite early. We'd only been going 3.5 months, and we did our first concert, and we had a 30-minute slot to play, and we only had 15 minutes of music. So we played one song twice, attempted a cover which we didn't finish, and then Nick slagged off the audience for the rest of it. But no, it was we were quite lucky really. There was quite a healthy scene in our area, and once Peaceful Records picked us up after our second demo, things just sort of rolled on from there really.
Okay, so yeah, how did you grow in Great Britain? Because Great Britain's known to have a lot of Britpop and not being as metal-y at all. How was it growing up in that?
But commercially it's seen as that. But there's always Britain has always had a great undercurrent of heavy metal, rock music, a great scene for that. Like much of Europe, like the Scandinavians, the Germans, the Austrians, etc. There's always been a good current of metal on the under. It might be flying below the radar, but sometimes that's what's more appealing about it, But no, there's always been. When we were teenagers, we were listening to bands like Iron Maiden, and then it was like Metallica, and there was such a healthy metal scene in the 80s. It was hard not to be influenced, And then once you get a hold of an instrument, it's like, yeah, I want to do that myself, and that's what we did.
In your second album, the album 1 Second was rated one of the best hard rock and roll albums ever with significant songwriting.
Uh-huh.
Did the songwriting change for that particular album, or who does the songwriting in your band?
Greg and Nick do pretty much all the songwriting. There's bits and bobs where we all add in a little bit, but they do pretty much all of it really. With 1 Second was probably a product of we had the Icon album, which we toured for. Out of 18 months, we were away from home for 15 months. Then we had 6 months at home, wrote the new album. Then we went out for another 2 years. And I think after 3.5 years of nearly constantly playing twin guitar metal, we wanted a diversion because we were starting to get very, not bored, but almost not enjoying it as much as we had done. So we needed to do something fresh and new for us to get back into it. So the reason we started a band was for our own entertainment. We're quite lucky that other people seem to like it as well. But always at the core is we've written music that we've wanted to play and we enjoy. And that's why 1 Second sort of changed a little bit. We just wanted to do something so we'd be, sort of driven to be interested and into it again. That's why really.
Okay. Now you still work together with your old label Peaceful because you just did a compilation with.
Well, I think Peaceful have. They still have rights to a lot of the old songs. So the thing is, we're always friends with the guys at Peaceful, same with Music for Nations and all the labels we've had since, and currently Century Media. We've always had very, very good working relationships, so we've been quite lucky really. So there's never been any problem with anything really. Why not? You know.
And yeah, come to my last question. You guys made 14 albums all in all, and now for your 12th studio albums, 14?
Oh yeah. Well, the reason, I mean, we've heard some of the work that Jens has done before. Excuse me, but he did our live album, the sound for the live album DVD. We really liked the way he sort of captured the energy, and the new material was sounding like it needed somebody who was going to try and go more hard rock energy. And you know, we talked to him, and it just seemed to work. So he had his own studio in Sweden, so we just went to live. It's easier, really, and cheaper. So we were there for 5 weeks in Örebro, in Sweden. Yeah, in the middle of nowhere in the snow. But it was good fun, and their record, we've been really pleased with how it's turned out. It's had amazing reviews. I mean, we've been quite happy that it's like people are liking it, you know. And it's been going really well. The tour has been, I mean, we're 6 weeks into an 8-week tour now, and it's been brilliant, really good. You know.
Thank you.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for giving me the interview.
Yes, thanks. It was very enjoyable.
That's all right. Yeah. That's the way they should be.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So now, how long do you guys still have time till you go on stage?
We're on at. There's not a sheep in it. I think it's about 9:15. I think we're on. 9:15.